Jay. I am God's oldest grandson. Some of my favorite memories with my are our late night talks and his jokes. I really love my dad.
Hi everyone, my name is Viraj. I'm one of Bhavana's grandsons and I'm just Bhavesh's son. Nana has been such an important presence in my life ever since I was born. Even though he was our Nana, he was always so fun and energetic, and he always seemed like he was even more youthful than our parents. He would always spend time with us, make us laugh, tell jokes at all the family functions, and some of my favorite memories are when me and all other cousins would sit at the bar and he would make us Shirley temples, put the little umbrellas in them, and just talk to us and spend time with us. He was always one of my biggest supporters. He was always keeping up with what I was up to, and when I made every accomplishment, he would always congratulate me and wish me well. And just made sure to let me know. And one thing about Nana that I'm sure everyone knows is how he's one of the most generous people I've ever known, even when it comes to the most little things. I remember one time my mom was talking to him and told him that I really love this vegan pizza at Blaze, and the next time I saw him, not only did he take me to go get pizza at Blaze, but he got me a gift card so that when I was back home in college, I could go out and get the pizza for myself. Even in the last few months when he was fighting against cancer, he never changed. I remember when I went to go visit him in the hospital, I was talking to him and I was talking about how I was turning 21 and I was going to go to Vegas with my friends on a trip. And even though he was tired and he was in pain, he couldn't speak. His first reaction was to ask Cheryl and Honey to give me some good luck money for my first time going to the casino. There's very few people who I know that, even in their last moments when they're in pain, when they're suffering, they still think about others before themselves. And I hope that one day I can be as caring and as supportive to others as he was for other people. I'm never going to forget all the amazing memories that I've had with him, and I pray that he's living the most happy and the most fulfilled life he could possibly be in heaven. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Darshi. I'm also one of Amana's grandchildren, and I'm Dolly and Nisha's daughter. Anytime I speak about my family to any of my friends, Amana was always one of the first people I mentioned. I told them that he was the kind of person who would leave a mark on your life the moment you meet him, and soon enough he became their favorite person, not just mine. His zest for life was so contagious, and it radiated in the way he loved, laughed, and made others laugh, and went above and beyond for everyone around him. Some of my most fond childhood memories are because of him. Every time I go out and I order a Shirley Temple, I never fail to remember Babu Nana and tell my friends how it's my favorite because he would always make it for us growing up. I had the gift of spending the COVID era with him when he came to stay at our house for a bit. And every day was such an adventure, from binge watching movies together, trying new food, letting me drive around his cool cars, giving me life advice, cheering me on in school, and coming to the gas station just to fill up my gas because he knew how much I hated it. He never failed to make me feel special. I loved sitting with him and hearing about his life and all these amazing stories. And at every goodbye, he would give me the tightest hug and always tell me how much he loved me and how proud he was of me. He was truly one of the greatest blessings of our life, and I feel so incredibly lucky that I got to call him family. Bhavana, you've inspired me and shaped me in ways that I can't even convey in words. I hope you know that you've touched so many people's lives and that you're so loved by so many people, even the people you never had a chance to meet. I really wish we had many more years and many more memories with you, but know that we will carry you in our hearts forever. Thank you for being you, and I love you so much.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bill. A lot of familiar faces in family know me. Um, Bob was my dear friend. Um, I thought this would be easy, but I'm good. Every day Bob would walk with me. Bob wanted to make things better. Here, what's with this machine? What's with this employee? What's with this software floor? What's our next project? What about the engineers? What about the material? Bob was on it, and made me better. Bob had a heart that you couldn't believe. I'd be in a warehouse somewhere. Hey, Victor, where's Bill? Victor gonna get me. I turn the corner, there's Bob in my chair, leaning back, smiling, saying, I like your view. Bob did this smile would just overtake you. Every night before I left, I've been going to Bob's office for over 10 years. Bill, come here and sit down. By 5:30, 5:45. No matter what happened that day, let it go. Bill, how are you doing? How's your son, Jeff? How's Victor? How's shipping? How's your guy? Bob would tell me about his grandkids. I showed you the new picture. He glowed. He bragged to me about Megan. About a minute. How proud he was. Starla, he would tell me we're eating. I said, oh, you're blessed, Bob. Look what she's done for you. He goes, I don't know what I'd do without her. Bob had a heart that you can't believe. A lot of people don't know the things he's done through me for people. He was just an amazing guy. And I'm proud to call him my friend. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Arthur. I'm Alco's oldest employee in terms of the number of years I worked there. So when you work for someone for over 26 years, you end up with carrying a lifetime of stories. And so it was not easy to share just one today, but I keep coming back to this moment because it took me years to fully realize the profound impact that's on me. So one day on the long trip with Bob, I asked him a simple question. I said, Bob, what's one piece of business advice you'd give me if I want to succeed? Without hesitation, he told me, when you're delivering products, it's better to take as much as you can in a truck than to take it in a car. At the time, I thought, okay, that makes sense, right? Efficient, practical. Thanks, Bob. But honestly, I also walked away thinking, why that particular advice? Out of everything that he could have said, why that one? And for years, I wondered if I was just missing something. It wasn't until Bob's passing that I finally understood. Because I began to think about his words beyond work, beyond business, about life, and realized how much impact he's had on me. Bob didn't just help me earn a living, provide stability. He shared his wisdom, his mentorship, his health advice, his marriage jokes. He kept challenging me and believing in me, sometimes before even I could believe in myself. And standing here today, looking around at his family, his friends, colleagues, I can see clearly how he had that great capacity to affect so many, and he did. Bob wasn't driving a car through this life journey. He was driving a huge truck, one filled with kindness, wisdom, generosity, and care, hauling the lives of so many people he touched along the way. As he succeeded, he gave a number of people like me the opportunities to succeed. He helped generously with his resources. This was his real success. And that is the legacy he leaves behind. So from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of my family, thank you so much.
Yes, Many of you know me, but the one who doesn't know me, I'm Shailesh Parikh. Our family has been friends with each other for more than 30 years. We became friends because our daughters went to the same school, Megha and my daughter Sachi, only for a few years, but our friendship continued to grow. And it grew to the point where we are so much close to each other and we had taken some vacations together and all that. His personality was such that he just overwhelms you with the love and affection and makes you feel at home anytime you get to meet him. His ability to get the things done was amazing. Many a times we went together on vacation. One of the vacation that I remember, one of the event what happened is that we were in a Scandinavian country, and as you all know, all Indians love to have a masala chai in the morning, right? He goes into the kitchen, talks to the cook, and makes sure that everybody gets a garam masala chai in the morning, taught him how to make it with the aloo and milk and make it boil and stuff like that. So those are the little things that he has left with me. I'm a typical uh, simple man. Me and Babu Uncle both grew in Ahmedabad from a middle class family, so we have so many memories and things to talk about all the time. I don't know the difference between nail and hammer. Anytime I needed any help for my home improvement repair, one person I would always turn to is Babu Uncle. When Babu Uncle says, okay, let's see what's the problem, and he would just run down to the home, looks at it, and make sure the work is done. I don't know how I'm gonna feel that gap in my life now since he's gone, but he's never gone for me, and I hope it's the same thing for everybody. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. My name is Deepak, and I was fortunate to be close friend of Babu Bhai for many years. Our families grew together, and his home was like second home to my children. Saying goodbye to him is incredibly hard. This is the second close friend I've lost in recent months. Weight of this moment is difficult. Babu Bhai was true friend, kind, generous, and always willing to help. He was a born entrepreneur and successful businessman who faced challenges with quiet determination and confidence. He believed there was always a solution. One memory that perfectly reflects who he was comes from a trip he was taking to Greece with us. There were 12 of us, 12 of us traveling. We landed in LAX and we learned that British Airways had gone on strike and all flights were cancelled. With hotels booked and plans already in place, we didn't know what to do. While the rest of us stood there stunned, Babu Bhai stepped in. Right there at the airport, he negotiated and rebooked all 12 of us on the Air India flight via Paris, saving us thousands of dollars and turning a potential disaster into a story we will smile about and will remember. Imagine getting 12 people on the same flight, but that was Babu Bhai. He lived a full and meaningful life. He built a beautiful home, raised two wonderful kids, created a successful business, and made sure his family was always secure and taken care of. When health challenges came suddenly, he faced them with courage and dignity. After fighting his illness, he accepted his destiny with peace, always thinking first of his family. Babu Bhai, you will be deeply missed. I'm grateful for our time together and proud to call you my friend. Go in peace. You will never be forgotten. Goodbye. Jai Shri Krishna.
My name is Bauman. I met Bob in 1980 when he was an instructor dry cleaning instructor at San Gerber Company. My mom was a student of hers, and then he offered a job to her, and we became friends. And occasionally he would ask me to watch his store, while on Saturdays he would go to Vegas with some of you guys. We later became partners in multiple businesses, and we trusted so much each other and had so much confidence that we would make decisions for one another, and we would never question him. He would come and say, "Obama, you made so much money in this," because he was trading commodities or stocks. I said, "In what?" And so he would be making decisions. And on one occasion, I was going to someone that had put an ad for a business that was for sale. It was after lunch. We went there with Bob, and being after lunch, and Bob was good at power naps. He fell asleep in the meeting, and when we walked out, he said, "How did it go?" I said, "We bought the business and the property." He said, "How much?" I said, "So much." He said, "How are we going to pay for it?" And I would say, "That's your part." But more than that, beside his, Bob had an ability to, rare ability to see further than most people. He could kind of map out exactly what needs to happen and overcome any kind of challenges. But more importantly, I think he had a big heart. When I just got married, Sarah and Bob would make sure that my wife, who didn't have any friends or speak English, was supported. They would invite us for pizza nights on every Friday. And when my son was born, he offered to be his godfather. And he wasn't just a godfather in name. He was like a father to him, to Arya all the way to the end. And Bob he had this wisdom and always shared, and that's what I enjoyed the most. My favorite was that if it keeps you up at night, it's not worth it. And we would remind each other of that. And Bob was very practical and always reminding me that, what's most important, and that's he was like an older brother, the wiser brother, and the brother that I chose. He lived his life with integrity, loyalty, and he built business, but more importantly, he built people. He lifted those around us and made us all better. I miss his wisdom and unwavering support. And his spirit lives within all of us that he's touched. So thank you, Bob.
Those of you who don't know me, my name is Nana. Probably I used to call me Zina. We will call Sarvagan and Chancellor Rani, and my name is Zina. So we are gathered here to celebrate the life of a remarkable person who was taken away from us so soon, way too soon. He was a giver always willing to help anyone who asked for it. And he was a positive and a very, very hardworking person who never gave up on whatever he wanted to achieve in his life. He was a very loyal friend, a husband, and a father to Megha and me. Megha had done an excellent job as an older daughter. We kept up with his medications, his treatments and everything until the end. I'm so proud of you. Bob, you will be deeply missed, especially your jokes. I'm sorry for giving your jokes so many times, but I meant to. And thank you for giving me an answer about where the boat was going. The boat with the parrot was going at last. Thank you. Wow. Don't miss you. We will really miss you. The trips are not going to be the same without you. But your memories will live. Your memories will live on in our hearts forever. Rest in peace, brother. You will always be remembered. Goodbye, dear brother. Till we meet again. Love you.
Bob. Bob was not just my friend. He was not my best friend. He was my family. He was my chosen family. He was the one person that you can be yourself. You don't have to explain yourself to him. That's how he was. And you always know that he's there for you. Always. No matter what. Bob had a way of making people feel safe and valued. He made you laugh, eased your worries, and somehow made heavy moments lighter. His presence brought warmth, reassurance, and happiness. Bob's journey began far from here in India with a humble beginning. He came with hope, courage, and incredible work ethics. Through hard work and taking chances when others hesitated, he built a life he was so proud of. But no matter how far he went, he never forgot his roots from where he came from. And most of all, he never forgot his people. He was a master of maintaining relationships for a long time. Bob learned challenges. He trusted his instincts and followed through with action. He was strong in the ways that mattered. The same strength stayed with him through his health challenges all the way, which he faced quietly with dignity and courage. What truly defined Bob wasn't his financial success, it was his heart. Helping others wasn't something he talked about. It was simply his nature. That's what he was. If someone needed help, guidance, or courage, Bob stepped in to provide it generously, without expectations and without needing recognition. Because of Bob, many families and many individuals are today having better lives. He helped many relatives to come to this country to build a new beginning, and that's how stay connected with the families. Those lives and the future generations of those family members that will benefit from those actions is part of his legacy. Bob also knew how to enjoy life. He knew how to live. He loved to travel, and God knows we traveled together so much. And he especially loved Las Vegas. The gambling was his thing. The feeling of excitement. And it's only fitting that his last trip was Las Vegas. I was lucky enough to accompany him. So he didn't wait to live every moment he lived life. He was always happy. Although, we talk about Bob, but Bob did not walk this journey alone. His wife Sarah stood beside him all the way, with unwavering strength and love. She has a big heart, deep generosity, and incredible resilience. She cared for Bob with devotion, patience, and grace. Together, Sarla and Bob created a home filled with warmth and hospitality, a place where everybody felt welcome and felt like a family. Most of all, I will miss the small moments, small things, the conversations, the laughters, falling asleep in the middle of the conversation, things like that. And of course, Bob's chai. Who doesn't know anything about the chai that Bob used to make? And it's always offered with love. And what did he say? When he offered those chais, it meant you belong here, you're my family. Bob was a pillar of a beautiful family. Sullivan, Mega, Queen, Sunny, 3 grandchildren, and extended family. All this family was the center of his world. Everything Bob did was for them, to protect them, support them, surround them with unlimited love, and provide the best the life has to offer. Bob, my dear friend, thank you for choosing me as a family. Thank you for your loyalty and trust in the life we share. You cannot be replaced. I will carry you with me always. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. As we have gathered here to celebrate the glorious life of Babu, I would like to reflect upon and share some of his unique qualities I have personally witnessed during our friendship of the last 51 years, dating back to 1975. Back in those days, we few friends lived together. They are all present in this room today, and I am speaking on behalf of all of them. Babu Bhai often talked about his dream of owning a big business one day, becoming a big businessman. He stayed focused on his dream and single-mindedly worked very hard. I mean, people talk about working hard, but when you say Bob working hard, it was different. It was different because we have witnessed it. During weekdays and weekends, early mornings to late evenings and night. In the process, he faced many challenges, but with unshaken courage, he eventually succeeded. With his vision, his keen business insight, his risk-taking ability, and quick, decisive actions, Babu created an empire. He created an empire from virtually nothing. His polite interactions, his ability to ask pointed questions, and above all, his ability to cleverly back off when necessary, were the personality traits that led to his success. But that is just one aspect, that is success in business. The noteworthy quality of Babu was that how he always provided help and support to not only to the family, to the extended family, all the relatives, and to his friends. Without even needing to be asked, he was always the first one to jump and take charge. And I'm sure that many in this room can reflect on their own experience with Babu Bhai and recall a time or two when he stepped into help, and his presence made all the difference. This was Babu Bhai's true nature. He was a doer. He also loved listening to music, especially Urdu ghazals. It was very important to him, very important for him to understand the meaning of every Urdu word and hidden philosophy behind the ghazal. To Babu Bhai, music was never just a vocal or instrumental sound. It was deep understanding. It was genuine feeling. It was a connection, a heart-to-heart connection. He carried the same spirit into his life with his family, Sarlagan, Megha, Amit, and Sunny, and also to his extended family and his friends. And so, even this brief moment today, we move forward, carrying with us what music meant to Babu Bhai, and that is the attentiveness and sensitivity to truly connect with one another. Babu Bhai, your music will continue to play in our hearts. We all in we all in this room love you very much, and you will be remembered.
Jai Shri Krishna. For those who don't know, I'm Dolly, Bob Uncle's niece. I want to start to say that he was more than uncle to me. He was most loving and caring person, and always brought so much laughter and joy to every family gathering. There was never a dull moment with him. He always had a new joke to share, and even made regular visits to feel like special occasions. I still remember those days in India. He used to bring our favorite ice cream to Khan for us every time. He always celebrated others and cheered the loudest in the room. I still remember he was so happy when I got into med school in India. He bought me a beautiful outfit that made me feel so special. I still have the chanya choli with me, and my daughter loves to wear it now. I always used to tell Sona that you and Rick were so lucky that you get to stay with Kaka and Kaki. But I got so fortunate when Kaka stayed with us for some time during COVID. We had so many amazing moments together. I still remember his funny jokes, sighting, late night binge watching of web series and movies over the weekends and lot more. Everyone knows that he loved food. I remember one day he told me, Dolly, don't cook today. I'm going to cook. And he came home with half cooked pizza, Julius pizza, and baked it and asked me, how was my cooking? And yes, of course, I loved his cooking. Those days were some of the most memorable days of my life. I just want to say, we love you, Kaka. Thank you for every smile, every moment we shared, and everything you did for us. We are the luckiest people in the world to have you in our lives. We will forever remember you. You will be in our heart and in our memories. Mara Kaka ने खुद कोई पूरी नहीं कर सके। धन्यवाद। धन्य हंसी मजाक दुनिया भरी बातों मैंने हमेशा याद रखा। भगवान तेरा आत्मा शांति अभी ओम शांति।
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. For those who may not know me, my name is Jigesh, also known as Pinku. I'm Sarla's nephew, my mom's sister. I'm here today to honor Bob. When I moved to this country at 18, I had the privilege of moving into a family, moving in with Bob and Sarla. I lived with them through my college years. And I worked with Bob for many years, till 2008. And let me tell you, you could spend a lot of time with somebody and you'll learn to love them one or the other. So you knew where Bob stood, because Bob was very funny, very strict at times, but he was very highly opinionated when it came to things, because he would spend time, effort, and hours at a time looking at something to perfect it. And one of my memories is from the office, where one day he had figured out that he was convinced there was the most efficient way and the right way of working in the office. So we found him walking around and going to everybody's desk and rotating the keyboards and mouse so everybody could work better. And it didn't hit us till later that why he would do that. And it was that he cared about little details. He cared about how people work. He cared about how you were doing while you were working, or anything with him, where he wanted to make sure that people around him were taken care of. Bob also taught me a lot of lessons that stuck with me, especially about responsibility, money, family. And he might have said a lot of things about finances, his business, how he got here, all the hard work that he put in. One day I asked him, I was like, what's the secret? What's the secret to your success? And he desperately looked at me and said, I'd rather put all the energy that I have in making more money than ever worrying about where it's ever spent. And I took that to heart. And I still, to this day, repeat that to my wife, who's probably listening on the YouTube channel. That don't worry about stuff that's already done. What can you do to make things better? What can you do to make the best of a moment? Looking back, I realized that Bob may not have thought of himself as a second father to me. He probably wouldn't put it this way, but from where I stand, that's what he was. Someone who helped an 18-year-old kid starting over in a new country to become an adult who's standing in front of you today. He gave me a home when I needed one. He gave me structure. He gave me standards. He also gave me real world lessons that no classroom can teach. Even though he was strict, stubborn, opinionated, there was something else underneath. A belief in doing things properly, in being accountable, and in taking care of family. Masi, my heart is with you. Mega, I know it's painful, but I hope it brings comfort in knowing and remembering that he left his footprint in all of us. In his work ethic, in his laughter, in how he did things for everybody around him. Bob, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for taking me in. Thank you for the lessons, the standards, the laughter. Thank you for being a steady part of the foundation on which I still stand today. May you rest in peace, and may we honor you by caring for the best of what you gave us. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sona. I'm one of Kaka's police. People often say you should count yourself lucky if you grow up with parents by your side. In my case, I wasn't just lucky, I was truly blessed. I had two sets of parents, one who gave me a birth, and another one in form of Kaka and Kaki. When I came to this country, I was 17. As I didn't have much interaction with Kaka when I was in India, everything felt new, overwhelming. I didn't know anyone here. But Kaka and Kaki welcomed us with open arms, gave us a special place in their home and in their heart. From that moment, Kaka and Kaki became one of the most important people in my life. Living with them for 2 years was one of the best of my life. He taught me so many things: how to drive, how to swim, how to speak with confidence, and most importantly, how to believe in myself. I used to be very sensitive. Like I am कहता, आपको report भेजा कोई ना हाथ मना चाहिए. He would show me everything I needed to survive and succeed in the US. When I look at where we are today, I know we wouldn't be here without him. Babu Kaka was truly one of a kind. There is no one like him. He was a pride of our Parmar family. He had the biggest heart. He was humble, incredible, intelligent, always so positive. He spread joy and laughter everywhere he went. He was the life of all of our family gathering. Kaka and I share a very special bond. To me, he was so much more than Kaka. He took care of me like a daughter, holding my hand, loving me unconditionally, always guiding me through life. He was my role model, my well-wisher, my guiding light through good times and bad. My best friend, my co-person, my cheerleader, my lecturer, and my lifeline. Anytime I needed him, he was there without ever expecting anything in return. I admired him so much that when my son Viraj was born, I wanted him to grow up with Kaka's quality. So on the 6th day of his birth, I had Kaka feeding birth to me. So sugar water, that was our Indian tradition. This was my way of blessing Viraj with a bit of Kaka's love and goodness. When Megha had kids, it kind of benefited me also. Kaka Kaka would come out to my house more often and Kaki had to go help her out. Those evenings became some of my favorite memories. After dinner, we would sit, talk, and laugh. Sometimes him and I would team up and he's vanished, and sometimes they would team up and make fun of me. No matter what, there was always a laughter. It was a treat to see Pavish, Viraj, and Priya also share a special bond with him, just like I did. Those moments I will cherish forever. Recently, when both of my kids were getting ready to go to college, I was thinking of starting my career. I was nervous, unsure, but Kaka believed in me, gave me a courage and confidence to buy a business. He was more excited than Pavish and I combined. For once, he would come every weekend and call me often to guide me and check in on me how I was doing. Even recently, after his second chemo, he sent me a message saying, Sonu Beta, I'm free at home and feeling better. Let me know if you need any help with counting. The single message showed how much he loved me. Kaka, I will make sure I'll make you proud. It's hard to imagine your life without you. You are truly irreplaceable, and words cannot express how much I loved you and how much you meant to me. I will miss our dinner talks, your life lessons, your advice, your humor, your calls, your texts, your warm hug. I will miss how you made everything feel lighter and every moment feel happier. Thank you for loving me so much. You will always have a special place in my heart. I love you, Kaka.
Jai Shri Krishna, I'm Bhavesh, I'm Bob's son-in-law. Bob uncle. Great father, loving husband, great grandfather, very innovative, very hardworking, risk-taker, funny, witty, generous, humble. I can keep going all this adjective and it will not be enough to describe it. And I have example of each adjective that I can use and still not be enough. But for me, he was my Bob. He was my mentor, financial advisor, stock advisor, emotional support, my social counselor, my WhatsApp job buddy, and my refuge in difficult time. He was my father figure. We came very close over the period of years, and he's the reason that I'm here in America. And so as the 60 plus people came here because of him to better of their life. I cherish his memories, his words of wisdom forever. I have so many memories that I cannot describe correctly. His word of wisdom, which engraved in my heart, some of them, is help anyone you want, financially, emotionally, physically, whatever the way. Do not expect anything in return. He also said, keep the relationship above the money and save it at any cost for friends and family. So these are words of wisdom that make a big, deep impact on me. I have another great interactions with him, a few to remember and cherish with years. The first time I came in this country right after 9/11, and then he just 1 week in the country, and he came at home and he said, let's go out Parmar to Costco. He took me to Costco and we had some Starbucks testing, and I love the Starbucks coffee. And he sensed it somehow, and without even asking me, he grabbed a 24 case Starbucks, and he said, just get it. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. And he's like, don't say any words, let's just go home. And we checked out. So he had a sixth sense of knowing the person's feeling and need, and he will do unconditionally for anybody. Once he called me a few months ago, probably about 6 months ago, he's like, Avish Kumar, I hit a six today. I'm like, Baba, you don't play cricket. What happened? He's like, Avish Kumar, I made $100,000 in 2 hours today in stock market. and I hope you follow my advice and make some money. And I said, Bob uncle, I'm a little goldfish. I only made $3,500. And he said that goldfish has so much special space in my heart. And those words and willingness is unparalleled. He wanted to uplift everybody around him, whether it's friend, family, or workplace, so generous. And why he was so successful, because it's not just only generosity, hard work, deep intelligence, but it's detail oriented. About a year ago, I gave him a glucose sensor which monitors your sugar for 24 hours. And he called me, he said, this is not working. And I told him, like, Bob uncle, we have millions of dollars testing on this device by the company, and they released this thing. He made an Excel spreadsheet and checked the sugar by the finger and then by the sensor. And he told me there is a 29-point difference. Go back to your drug rep and tell him that they need to fix this. So he's intelligent, he's detail oriented. I have many examples. And about 2 years ago, I guess, he bought a 80-feet long printing machine from, I guess, middle of nowhere. Dirt cheap price. And he learned it, how to print it, and transfer it from, I guess, middle of New York or somewhere, and worked hard and made it work. And he showed me, like, look at this, how machine is. He was so proud of his work. And at this age of 70, 72, 75, people retire, people, just do budget. He wasn't like that. He was still keep working, innovative, always curious to learn new technology and keep innovating. He lived his life like alpha male, not just financially, socially, emotionally, and physically. He was also fit until late. His another detail-oriented example, everybody knows and his old friends knows better. Thin crust, light cheese, extra sauce, Gouda. Life, belly, bubble, I'll miss you so much. Love you. You're gonna be in my heart forever. Love you. Yes.
Hi, I'm Sonny, Mega's husband, or Bob's son-in-law. I've had the pleasure of knowing Dad for almost 20 years now, or more so after we got married and we had kids. We would sleep over all the time. We would stay at their house all the time. Dad was a very level-headed and practical, but also decisive person. I feel like he would see an issue or a problem in front of him and just say out loud how he wanted to tackle it or what he wanted to do about it and go for it. No real hesitation. My first instance of this was when he completed the extension to the house. I remember him saying that he wanted a bigger bar and a better space for entertaining. The next time I came into the house, he's tearing down half the family room and the kitchen. And it turned out to be a great decision. I've lost count of how many hours we spent sitting around that large table in the nook, or gathered near the bar talking and laughing with people he cared about. That space became exactly what he wanted it to be, a place where life happened, where people felt welcomed, where conversations stretched late, and family and friends became even more connected. Another moment that still makes me smile is the day he bought the Mercedes EQS, his electric car. I opened up the garage and there was a brand new car. He was genuinely excited and immediately wanted me to drive it. I didn't even think they were selling them yet because I hadn't seen any on the road, only in commercials. Later that afternoon, it hit me. I was the first person he told. He hadn't told anyone, not Mom, Mega, or Amit. Actually, Mom was out of town. Mega was coming in separate car with the kids, and I just happened to be there at the right moment. I became the first person in his world to know, and he thought it was the funniest thing just to tell Mega to go to the garage with him and surprise her. Who just goes out and buys a car on a whim? Later that afternoon, it hit me. Even during his health issues, that part of him didn't go away. There was a backyard project, one of those moments that showed his determination and his mindset. I asked him, honestly, if that's really what he wanted to take on right then and there, why not pause, focus on his health and slow things down? And he just said it needs to be done. Again, a few days later, the backyard had been demolished and work had begun. That wasn't the stubbornness for the sake of stubbornness. It was who he was. He believed in handling what needed to be handled. He didn't wait for the perfect time. He didn't let life intimidate him. And even though the backyard might not look great right now, I'm sure it'll be a great decision and great for entertaining in the future. That's the way he was. He saw the vision, he committed to it, and he acted. That's how he lived, and he went for the things that he truly believed in. At the end of the day, he truly was a businessman and entrepreneur at heart. Buying our hotel was another example. We visited the hotel with Mega and Mom. I looked at the numbers and did my diligence for a few hours, and we talked through a price. The next thing I know, we're on with the brokers, and 5 minutes later, we agreed to buy a hotel. To this day, Mega's still upset about how quickly that happened and that we didn't tell her. And I understand it's because it's consumed my entire life for the past 6 years, but I'm sure it's going to be a great investment one day. He loved talking about new products that Alco was manufacturing or selling, showing off the different sizes or types of boxes. I'm sure we'll always have Mega packing tape in our house. It's been used to this day to hold up his pictures. Aptly named for Mega, of course. He liked hearing about the hotels and any updates I had on them. We get daily emails that show us how the hotel's operating. And anytime we have a good night, the first thing he would say to me with a smile is, Hourglass did pretty good last night. And then I would tell him about the event that we locked down and why it was doing so well. I'll miss those conversations, but whenever the hotel has a good night, I'll remember the smile and enthusiasm he would have and how he loved sharing those little wins. From his business dealings, he had some pretty good perspective for me as well. He had a very win some, lose some philosophy. After seeing me beat myself up for a couple of decisions that didn't swing my way, he would tell me about the risks he would take and some of the losses he had taken. He would also tell me about his wins, and what mattered even more was that he didn't torture himself over the losses. He understood that you don't build a life never taking a chance. He didn't spend his life repeating mistakes and told me not to either. He learned, adjusted, and moved forward. That perspective shows up in some life advice he gave as well. He probably saw me stressing out about all of the endless amounts of boxes coming through our front door that Mega would be ordering. He would tell me, don't waste your energy on trying to control Mega's shopping. Focus on the things you can control, like making more money, which Jay just referenced earlier. And he would say, take a look at Mom and how much stuff she buys. I stopped paying attention a long time ago, and I'm better off for it. I don't know if I could ever fully take that advice, but I've been trying my best. And honestly, that sums him up. Practical, solution-oriented, focused on progress. There might be brand new items in stores that have never seen the light of day, and he didn't seem bothered by it. He wasn't interested in small battles. He saved his energy for bigger things and for the people he loved. And the people he loved the most, especially later in life, were his grandkids. I could see that they genuinely made him happy. He would tell me all the time, anytime you want to drop off the kids or if you need help, let us know. We'll come over, we love playing with them, and we love taking care of them. And he made, mom and dad would just show up randomly, just saying that they wanted to see the kids. He wanted to be present in their lives, not as a distant figure, but as someone who was actually there. One of the images I keep coming back to is him taking endless trips around the house with the kids in the Captain America motorcycle with the sidecar attached. That's what he gave them, joy, attention, and memories that will stick. And of course, being with the kids didn't stop him from doing what every real grandparent does, passing out on the couch when they wore him out. I'm sure you've all seen the photo of him and I sleeping, sitting on the couch. That was a common occurrence. And it's up there probably coming pretty soon if you haven't seen it. When I think about Dad, who he was at his core, I see a man who came from humble beginnings, who immigrated to the U.S. and built an extraordinary community around him. He wasn't only devoted to family, he had something increasingly rare, a deep, loyal group of friends. Friends for over 50 years, not casual relationships, but real ones. Over the past few months, I've seen his friends who have come by daily and weekly when he's been ill, a friend that stayed with him for a week to help lift his spirits. Those are the kind of relationships that don't happen by accident. That's what happens when you have friends you build lifelong memories with. That happens when you're the kind of person worth being there for. He was one of a kind, and the best way we can honor him isn't only by remembering him, it's by living with some of the same steadiness, courage, and love that he brought into the world. May his memory be a blessing, and may we keep telling his stories because he earned them.
Sorry. Hello, everyone. My name is Parmar, and Bob is my father. He stopped going by Dad, even at home, when I started working at Alco full time. I wanted to start off by saying thank you to everyone for being here, including friends, family, the Alco family, and my dad's customers, vendors, colleagues, and business partners. My dad taught me a great many things in life. He taught me how to walk, how to run, how to roller skate, how to ski, how to ride a bike, how to drive a car. My mom taught me how to drive fast. He also taught me how to be respectful, how to lead by example, how to work hard, how to work smarter and not harder. He also taught me how to make a purchase order, how to run a reorder report, how to run payroll, how to capture all the costs in manufacturing, how to calculate pricing, how to negotiate, how to be competitive, how to make a deal, how to analyze a profit and loss statement, balance sheet, and how to make a personal financial statement. I went to school to receive a bachelor's degree in finance, and when I came back, I thought I knew more about finance than my dad, and boy, was I wrong. And when I realized I was wrong, he told me, he said, they want you to know their math. But you need to do your own math and see what makes sense. Ever since that moment, I stopped doubting him. He had so much wisdom and knowledge about life and business. My only regret is not listening to him sooner. I'm truly blessed to have a father like him. He has always been there for me through my best times and my most challenging times, whether it was tough love or nurturing love. He always loved me unconditionally. I know I still have a great many things to learn in life and in business, but through his lessons and what he has taught me so far, he will always be in my heart, and his voice will always be in my mind. In all the decisions I will have to make on my own from now on. So thank you, Dad, for always being there for me. For always being there for me, Mega, Mom, and for being the best father a son could ask for.
Shri Krishna, everybody. Thank you very much. You guys said most of the things. There is nothing left for me. I have one note from India, from my brother-in-law's daughter-in-law. It's in Gujarati, so I'm going to read it first and then I'll go to my part. Thank you. કાકાની ભાવભીની શ્રદ્ધાંજલિ. It's from Lopa. વાલા કાકા, તમારા વિશાળ વ્યક્તિત્વને પત્રમાં સમાવી શકાય તેમ નથી, છતાં પ્રયત્ન કરું છું. હું જ્યારે લગ્ન કરીને આ પરિવારમાં આવી ત્યારે તમારા વિશે ખૂબ ઓછું જાણતી હતી, પરંતુ લક્ષ્મીબા દ્વારા તેમજ સગા સંબંધીઓ દ્વારા તમારો પરિચય થયો. સાચું કહું તો મને પપ્પાની કદી ખૂબ જ ખોટ જ ઓછી લાગી. તમારા મારા પરિવાર પરનો પ્રેમ એક અલગ. જેમ વડવૃક્ષના છાંયડા નીચે ઘણા છોડ ઉછરે છે, તેમ તમે જે પ્રમાણે આર્થિક રીતે મદદ કરી છે તે શબ્દોમાં વર્ણવી શકાય તેમ નથી. મારા નણંદોને તેમજ મારા લગ્ન વખતે કોઈ પણ અપેક્ષા વગર તમે જ યોગ્ય રીતે મદદ કરી અને તમારા દ્વારા એક બોલાયેલું વાક્ય કશાબી હજુ પણ પૈસાની જરૂર હોય તો કહેજો, પણ દીકરીઓના પ્રસંગમાં કોઈ કમી ન રહી જાય. આપણા પરિવારને કરોડરજ્જુ રહી અને પરિવારને ઊભો રાખ્યો. કાકા, તમારી કમી કોઈ પૂરી કરી શકશે નહીં, એ જ રીતે તમારી પુત્રી સમાન બહુ લોપા. Nenaven says that I'm Bob's Jasiki Rai. And that goes to Bob. Since I'm here in 84, he made me like that, Jasiki Rai. Anywhere I have to go, okay, you find by yourself. He taught me the car, swimming and everything.
He gave me the directions. But he was sitting next to me, but if I make a right or wrong turn, he will not tell me anything. Couple of times I got off from the car, I don't want to learn your car, forget it. So he's the one who made me Jhansi ki Rani. Sridevi, he used to call me Sridevi. I used to tell him, did you forget my name? Or what? Make sure you remember my name. Anytime, every day I wash my dishes and he will just sprinkle water on me. I used to get mad. I don't know, there's nobody here to sprinkle water on me now. Yeah, he's in my heart. My memory is my heart. And he's near me, he's listening to me in this room. He'll be always with me. And I'm so fortunate to get married with my high school sweetheart. We were together for the whole year in 10th grade, never talked. So when he came in 83, he remembered me, but I did not. Because he put on a lot of weight, pizza and pasta like that. So I said, no, I'm not going to marry this person. I was 75 years old and I said, how can I marry a person like that? And I went back to my sister's house. Then my brother came, no, you come. He wants to see you again. I said, okay. Then we met again. Then we found out that we were in 10th grade. So I say, okay, you got like 90% from 10th grade. That's how we got married. After 1 year I came here and he just made me so strong. I was like that. I was like a crybaby at home. No one can tell me anything. They would just say, oh, don't tell her like that. They were like that. But over here, he made me very strong. I still, at 7th day, I can still go all the canyons, drive 1,500 miles, or do anything I can. In the business, he taught me so many things. Then he used to come and ask me, Sarla, how are we going to do this? He is the one who taught me everything, but then he used to come. For the directions also, he used to come and ask me, how are we going to go here? How are we going to go here? So he made me Jhansi ki Rani, that's for sure. And I was his Sridevi. I'm going to miss that, but he will still call me Sridevi. And I just want to tell everybody, today is not Bob's services. He is on his new business day with Lord Krishna. I request all of you, please do not cry. He's still my kids' loving dad, grandkids' precious nana, kaka, mama, friend, Babu uncle, and my hero, my man, who will always put a smile on my face and guide me forever. For the last 3 months, I always stayed with him. I used to stay in the hospital for 3 months. Some of my friends say, oh, go home, go home. I say, why? I say, okay, but I didn't say anything to them. I said, this is the battle we both gonna fight. But the last week, he says, Sarna, leave me alone. And then I couldn't say anything. I said, we still can solve this thing. You can still come back, and we can still stay together. We can take care of Amit's wedding and everything. Say, no, Sarna, please leave me alone. And he was closing eyes on me. I used to tell him, you cannot close eyes on me. You just have to listen to me what I say. Looks like he was cutting strings with everybody, with the grandkids also. When we guys to put the video, say, take Shivi from the camera. I say, why? No, you're gonna talk to them. They are there for you. But when he said, leave me alone, I couldn't do anything. I just prayed. And I thank you very much, everyone, for praying for him, helping me on that battle. And I thought I'm not alone. You guys are with me forever. Thanks everyone for your love, support, tremendous prayers for Bob's recovery. I wish he was with us today. And he was. he would have recovered. But maybe it's God's thing. God decided to bring him, to call him over there. Whatever that works he was doing it over here, maybe he has to go over there. So he's always a busy God Krishna. So let's think like that. And I know, I told him, I met him yesterday. I told him, your Parmar family is pillar, and you have to come back. And I know he's gonna come back to Parmar family soon. So we just have to wait for him. And we have to find out who is that. Okay. As usual, I put poems for everybody, so I put one for him too. I used to write for him for all the birthdays and everything. And I'll still write every year on his birthday, my marriage anniversary. So this is poem for him. Almost 43 years of life together with my high school sweetheart were just amazing. Anywhere and anytime. Wherever he has to go, he never went without me. That's appreciating. Loving him more than I love him, for me, is absolutely very precious and mesmerizing. Taking care of family, friends, related or not related, he was always there for exhilarating. Man of word, challenges, great businessman, sure decision maker, and always loving. Making laugh everyone, his presence will turn into joy, fun, laughter, and feel touching. I have so many memories which will always make me feel that he is near me and listening. Thank you everyone for coming today. He's here. He's in this room. That's why you don't see tears in my eyes. I wish he was fully recovered and be with us. But one year ago, yeah, I don't know. I prayed so much, but I don't know. But anyway, thank you. Love you all. Thanks for helping me for this difficult period. Thank you.
Good afternoon, family and friends. I'm Mega, Bob's daughter. Thank you for all being here today. The past few months with my dad had many ups and downs, but through it all, we've all felt an overwhelming amount of love and support from everyone in this room, from all those physicians who are there for us day and night, and from so many more who couldn't be here today. I do want to thank a few people personally. Thank you, Maria Della Torre, for supporting me, my parents, me, my kids, and my parents every day in every way possible for all these years, especially with my dad speaking meal requests and towards the end, caring for his every need with such patience and kindness. My dad associated you with being home, and that gave him the comfort he needed. Thank you, Amit, for supporting him at work. I know this was unexpected, but he has full confidence in you to continue his legacy, and we're going to get through it together. To my husband, Sonny, my dad loved you like his eldest son. Honestly, he probably told you he loved you before you told me that you love me. Many people here today had wondered whether you could handle the kids without me. For those of you who don't know, I was asked this question at least once a day by someone in this room including my mom. But Sonny, you did it effortlessly, with steadiness and with love. Just to be clear, I wasn't the one that was worried, although I admit I had my share of complaints. More importantly though, you cared for my dad as if he were your own, and supported me in whatever I needed as we tried every day to help him recover. I love you and I'm grateful for all that you are to me. And lastly, to my mom, there aren't enough words. You stood by Dad not only during the last 3 months, but for your entire life together, through the success and the hardship. I admire your faith, your love, and the hope you held on to on the days when I couldn't find it myself. I want you to know that when Dad wasn't sure how much longer he could fight, having you right next to him gave him that courage. Your presence gave him the strength to keep trying just that one last time. Similar to many uncles in this room, my dad also had his version of the story, where he came to the US with just $5 and walked every day to save 25 cents. My dad was a go-getter from the start. He created his destiny. A man who came from a home made of cow dung, came to the US with that $5 in his pocket and created his legacy. His baby was Alco, which he grew tenfold and built the house of his dream, side by side with the love of his life. He is a symbol of how determination leads to manifestation. My dad is truly one in a million. He was fearless and he lived fully. He didn't just do things the ordinary way. He turned everyday moments into memories. He had the gift of making people around him cheerful, even when something didn't feel right. I have some core memories with him, like when he walked me down the aisle, or the undeniable happiness he showed on his face when he held each one of my kids, his grandkids, for the first time. But today, I want to share a few moments with you that capture who my dad, Bob, is and was to me. My dad was humble despite his success. He had a rare humility. No job was too small, and no work was beneath him. He was the type to tend a bar at a friend's house, serve food at the party himself, and make sure everyone felt included and cared for. If service was slow at a restaurant, he would head to the kitchen and start helping there too. Even if he dozed off at a get-together, he would wake up and jump right back into the same conversation with movie dialogues and quick, witty comments. Growing up, if my friends and I were cooking something and were missing ingredients, he would go to the grocery store repeatedly without hesitation. Or if we were having a movie marathon and had to make numerous trips to Blockbuster, he would happily take us. Of course, he would lecture us afterwards to think and plan better next time, but we would always end up laughing about it. And if we needed something shortly thereafter, he would do it happily. He was our Lyft and Uber Eats before it even existed. My dad enjoyed having all of us around, seeing us build our memories together, as he did with his lifelong friends. Many of you are here today. One of my favorite examples is from our family trip to Disney World. We were standing in a line in 110-degree weather. It was one of those lines that felt endless, over an hour long, with young kids melting down, tantrums everywhere, and parents looking exhausted and helpless. I don't know what came over my dad, but he decided to seize the moment. He stood up on the railing, got everyone's attention, and started to entertain the whole line. I was in middle school at the time, so you can imagine how embarrassed I was. But there he was, telling jokes, making people laugh, calming the kids down, and keeping the energy up for a whole hour. By the time we reached the front, everyone was smiling and asking for just one more story. I couldn't have been prouder to have a dad as cool as he was. That presence and confidence is what made him unique and loved by everyone. My dad loved Hawaii. That was one place my dad would never say no to visiting. I think he loved it because it reminded him of the simplicity of where he came from, surrounded by the natural beauty you could get lost in. In Hawaii, we would be driving to some waterfall. And if all of a sudden we saw a sugarcane field, he would stop, step out, go break a piece with his knee, peel it like a banana with his teeth, and we would all sit there chewing on sugarcane like it was the most natural thing in the world. Even if someone came to say something against it, he had the charm to ease the tension of him trespassing on their property, and they would end up offering him more. I can still see it so clearly. In moments like this, I was in awe of him, not just for what he did, but how present he was while doing it. As many of you may know, I am the typical daddy's girl. He made all my dreams come true, but he also raised me with tough love. He didn't let me cut corners. He pushed me to think, to plan, and to do things the right way. My dad is, was, and will always be my role model. I used to tell people I wanted to be like him because he bossed people around. But as I grew up, I saw a meaning deeper than that. What looked to me as being bossy was really his confidence and courage. It was his belief that if you wanted something, you worked for it, you figured it out, and you don't wait for permission. Over time, my dad became my best friend and my confidant. What I cherished the most was that I could tell him anything. And what I loved the most about him was that he didn't always tell me that I was right. He also gave me that privilege to do the same with him. He was honest with me when I needed it, but he also knew when I wasn't asking for advice at all, and he would simply just listen. When something went wrong, or if I felt overwhelmed, he'd tell me it would be all right, and the things will work out, and they always did. He always felt that fear was always of the unknown, but something is only unknown for a brief time until you know it, and then that fear is gone. He trusted me early and gave me responsibility before I felt ready, even when others questioned it. When I made mistakes, he didn't tear me down, but looked at me with pride when I showed the effort to resolve it. Anytime I doubted myself, I would call him, and in a few words, he would remind me who I was and somehow made me believe I could handle anything the world threw at me. This was his way of teaching me confidence, accountability, and strength. My dad was a man who could change his mind 100 times. Anyone who's worked with him knows he could change direction quickly, but once he was sure, nothing could stop him. Those pivots, that constant willingness to rethink and improve, are a part of what made him so successful. He stayed open to new ideas, learned to move with the punches, and took criticism seriously because he always wanted to do better. Becoming a grandfather made him young again. Shay, Arya, and Shibby were his heartbeats, and he relived my childhood through them. My dad helped potty train them, bathe them, feed them, and even do the nighttime wake-up calls alongside my mom. Up until a few months ago, he drove them and their friends around in the famous Captain America sidecar that Sunny mentioned. In his late 60s, he was jogging beside Shay to teach him how to ride a bike without training wheels. He always had a soft spot for daughters, so when Arya was born, she completely stole that spotlight from me. And honestly, it meant everything to me. And Shivy, well, he is and will always be his goofy, naughty little destroyer, the one who keeps everyone on their toes, and the one who made him laugh the most. Even when he had pain in his feet, he would never miss the opportunity to go get the kids from the car or go upstairs to get them from the crib every time they woke up. In all 9 years he's been a nana, he's found joy in the parts that many parents, myself included, find exhausting. That was his eternal love for his grandkids. Shay, I want you to know that you are his strength. Arya, you his pride, and should be his joy. In these last few weeks, I felt the emptiness, but the pain has been fleeting for a few reasons. My dad always focused on quality time, whether it was making me cha, hacking the tops off coconuts so his grandkids can have fresh coconut water, sitting with me, watching our favorite movies, or just talking at the dinner table for hours. Those small moments were never small to him and left me with lasting memories. He never let me or the kids feel a shortage of love or time. My heart is so full of these memories that they feel never ending. In moments like this, we all carry some regret, confusion, or the feeling of not knowing how to move forward. He has a picture in his house of this Hawaiian woman that's on the back of the program with an excerpt of the Serenity Prayer. My dad embraced these words during the hard times he had, and hearing him revert back to the same words while giving me advice over the years has also gotten me through challenging times as well. It goes like this. God, grant me the serenity to accept things that I cannot change, the courage to change things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Please take this as his last advice to all of us, to not live in regret and to live fully, the way he did. We cannot change the past. We cannot control the future. We can only live in the present. He knew how to enjoy life and wants the same for everyone here today. Dad, I want to thank you for making me who I am today, for being the best father and grandfather anyone could ever dream of. I hope that in every life to come, I will always have the honor of being your daughter. I'm sorry for anything I could not fulfill to your expectations. May you rest in peace. I will see you again one day. Until then, Aria told me she's already found you in the sky hanging out with her daddy. So please watch over us as you always have. I love you, Dad. Thank you. We're gonna start by, we have a lot of people outside, but we're gonna start from the back. We're gonna do a Shraddhanjali for my dad where we offer flower petals on him. If you could please, everyone from the back, start trickling forward, starting in line. We'll go from the back of the room forward. Yes.
Hey, cool. I have to stand on my tippy toes for this.
All right. We're gonna have to drink some of the yes, We still find that. And everybody.
Don't take my bracelet, Mama. Don't take my bracelet.
That's why we got like that LeBron had to go off. LeBron doesn't go off. On Thursday playoffs. Yeah. Just wait. If LeBron doesn't go off, then he wait until he does, and that's when you go. I don't care. But they have to do something. Like someone has to step up. There's a salary cap like baseball. Bro, you have freaking Jokic, Giannis, Shaquille Alexander, LeBron James, and Luka all in one team, bro. The bench players are smart. Kawhi is. It wouldn't be fair though. Like, all have a gazillion guys. Yeah. Very helpful. What? I was like, did I tell them my plan or no? How in the game of NFL, so I want to cut it down. But if they do, we need to get the smart idea. Why? I have no more thing. How I have a prosthetic. I don't know why. I think I'm pretty. Oh my god. So we go like this every day. We know what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. Okay, so LeBron goes over there. I don't care. I don't care. If he goes over that, he's screwed in front of me. Well, yeah. Kawhi's playing. Kawhi is second most. I understand. The game's gonna be on our TV. What? Alright, what about, let's say you had $30. You got $30. and I just want to place a bet on this team. And it's 99 to 99. The other team is the baller and like 20 seconds left. Like, you can watch this. I thought you said you're not going to watch it. What if you part of this instead? Bro's gonna start from one. Probably the sign that. What if you're supposed to earn? Let's say you cash out $7,000. Well, five of those important taxes. Bro, if you come sets it off, never help you. Bro, I don't, you know how hard it is for $1 in freaking states? Imagine if you had $10,000 that were having to put it all in the red. That's like oh.
एकदम गुड गुड अरे
quite sad moment, they were
Please 40 feet on each side.